Good morning. It's Thursday morning here in Cypress, Texas. I'm still reading chapter 8 of Luke and being aware of the point of view. That's becoming pretty popular. You'll see a POV. With Luke was not, didn't, this is not a first-hand account of walking with Christ. He was a companion of Paul, who wasn't actually there walking with Christ. And so he's Luke was a doctor, Paul was a Pharisee, had very good, knew the symbolism, knew the temple process, all right, and all that. And I think that a lot of the Pharisees didn't know the symbolism. Okay, it was all political with them. Okay. And I think Paul, who did know, became aware. It's very interesting. Doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if it's, being in the SEAL teams, going to a boxing gym, right? And when you have a better awareness and understanding of everybody around you, you kind of stand out. Okay, so Christ is teaching the disciples. This guy, this has all been told, in the other Gospels. The guy was the best man, and Christ, the demons know Christ. They ask if they can be let out into the herd of hogs, right? And so he does, and the hogs run off and fall, off the cliff and fall into the sea and die. And then the guy's cured, and then the people of the town ask Christ to leave, right? And he and this guy wants to follow Christ, and he's like, no, go back to your village and tell everybody what happened, right? And he does that, right? Then Christ talks to him, why couldn't we do it? Why couldn't we get those things out? And he says, it took a deeper prayer. And he started teaching him. He started teaching about the parables. The seed is the word. He started teaching him. He said, you have the secrets of the kingdom. What he's saying is, you understand the symbolism and the God's language, the Paleo Hebrew, right? And he's starting to explain it to them by explaining, when a seed falls into the you throw the seed, and if it falls on the rocks, it's gonna burn up in the sun, and if it falls in the shallow dirt, it's not gonna last for very long. And he's giving them the explanation. He's teaching the symbolism to them, right? And then he talks about Mary Magdalene, you know, she was possessed. This is the first time it says that here. In none of the other books or Gospels that say she was possessed. This does. Okay, remember the point of view, right? And but I got my business cards yesterday. This is something, and I'd ordered them like 3 weeks ago. Well, they went to my old address, which was the ministry house, and I went there, and some of the same guys are still there, but they're not. I think one of them follows the new bishop, but then the new bishop's not doing church; she's just doing home study, right? And he said, we got to talking, all right? And there's something about like the church I go to now is the Met, and there's more emphasis in getting to know each other, really getting to know each other, than there was at this other church. And there was, I was trying to help these guys. It was like pulling teeth because, there was no, the main focus was learning this stuff, the symbolism, the Paleo-Hebrew, right, the temple process. But they weren't a lot of praise and worship, right? And they weren't really focusing on each other. Okay, there weren't, and so the people they were feeling neglected. Wow. Right. And in some cases, just under continuous scrutiny all the time. Some guys kind of need it, I guess, but it's hard to live that way. I mean, that's what it's like being in the SEAL teams. They're on you all the time, right, until you conform, right? Oh, but that's just for them, the mission, of being a SEAL. When it came to other things, relationships, your well-being, not so much, right? You're if they did, it'd be, shoot, every CEO in the country would be a Navy SEAL, right? But anyway, there's that. See what Christ did. He knew all the disciples. He knew them. He knew how to talk to them. He knew what level that they could be taught, and that's what it takes, right? That's the leadership. All right. Have a great day.